Zack Snyder's Rebel Moon is out, and I'm super excited. And I'm always excited about a Zack Snyder project. But there are some few things that I would want us to discuss in regards to the marketing strategy when it comes to Zack Snyder movies and movies in general, and particularly this movie. Now, number one, trailers. I love trailers. We all love trailers. I talk about trailers, we review trailers, but sometimes I try to avoid trailers. Why? Number one, remember back when Superman Man of Steel came out? I was so hyped up by the trailer, man. I was so hyped that when I went into the movie for the first time, I felt underwhelmed because the marketing team had hyped me up so much that when I was the final product was revealed, I felt underwhelmed because that is not the picture that I had created in my head based on the trailer. And I learned that lesson, and I was like, I'm not going to fall into that mistake again. I'm not saying Superman was a bad movie. It was actually an awesome movie. I went to the second viewing and absolutely enjoyed it. And after that, I was like, yeah, this is actually a cool movie. It's only that I had so many expectations based on the trailers that it was almost a disappointment. BVS comes out, same thing happens. A lot of push, a lot of marketing, a lot of TV spots, a lot of clips, to the point whereby, again, I found myself in the same trap whereby you're so hyped that when you watch the final product, you are underwhelmed. And that's how I felt about BVS, and I had to rewatch it again, and I got it because the second time, again, I was pretty much relaxed. I was easy. There were no expectations. I was like, I've seen this. Now let's listen to the movie. Let's watch the action. Let's try to take everything in slowly. And that happened, and I was cool. Now fast forward to Army of the Dead. Same thing. There's just there's that overselling, especially when it comes to Zack Snyder movies. Like Army of the Dead there are some things I would have wished not to have seen, like the zombie tiger, the story of the queen and the zombies being more of becoming more of a society. There are things like that I would have not wished to have known. I would have wished to discover them in the movies, but the trailers took that away from us, man. They just give away too much. So for Rebel Moon, my suggestion would be just take it easy. Let this be the only trailer that we see. Release more posters, release more clips, but do not release any other trailer. Why? Number one, it's on streaming, and Netflix can use people who are already subscribed to market it within the streaming service. And if they want to stream it outside that, they can now use posters and smaller clips. Do not release any other trailer. Do not spoil anything major. Just keep it as basic as possible. If you have any strong storyline, do not show it until the movie comes out, because it's in December. We've seen the first trailer. I would hope that they will not release any other trailer, because with the final trailer, you know what they usually do. They give away everything. They give away the story. They give away the main plot. They give away all the things that were supposed to make the movie awesome. And so, with this movie, I'm not going to watch any other trailer. I've watched this. I'm not going to watch any other trailer. I promise myself that I'm not going to do it. You're not going to see me talk about the second trailer. And I hope Netflix will not release any other trailer for this movie. Clips, yes, but trailers, just don't try to ruin it for people. So that's number one. Number two, this movie looks so good based on the trailer visually that I think it should be released by the theaters first, like the first week, just for 1 week. Because I don't know about you guys, but for myself, I would wish to see this on a bigger screen, because it looks fantastic. It looks like a Star Wars movie. There's a scene with an exploding planet and a spacecraft all together in the same frame. This would have looked fantastic on a big screen. And so, yes, I understand that it's a Netflix original, but I don't think the small screen will do it justice. So I would hope that Netflix will try to push this to be released on the theaters. Plus, it's around the holiday period, it's around Christmas. And so people will be moving a lot. People will be outside. Most people will not be working during that period. Can't we just have it on the theaters like for a week or two, as it is on streaming for people who want to watch it at home? I would hope not Netflix will consider this. Even part 2 comes out around April. And also there's an opportunity to actually just give us a cinematic experience. The third thing is this part 1, part 2 thing. I know Zack Snyder loves to do like super long, elaborate movie stories. You can see what he did with Justice League, and that deserved to be 2 movies. I totally agree. And I think this one too, he also has this one big story, and that's why he probably divided it into 2. But I would have hoped that they would have, I don't want Netflix to, I don't want Hollywood or Netflix in general to think that this is the way to go, because we already have Fast X, which has part 1, part 2. We already have Across the Spider-Verse, which had part 1, part 2. We have Mission Impossible, which has part 1 and part 2. All this, I don't think it's a good idea to start dragging us along, because we lose interest in the second movie. And if the first movie doesn't work, there's a possibility that we'll never see the second movie, because if the first movie fails, are we guaranteed to see the second movie? So this is a trend that I don't want to see, that I'm scared of, and I don't want to be stringed along, because the way Hollywood works is if they see an opportunity to make money, they will try to exploit it. And if they see that we are actually into this part 1 and part 2 thing, they'll also try to exploit it. I think we had Dune, the first Dune and the second Dune. Again, part 1, part 2. As much as I would love those properties, I'm just not into that, man. I don't want to watch a 2-hour movie and then there's a reason I don't like a lot of TV shows and series, especially those that drag along a lot, especially those leave you with a cliffhanger and go to the next episode. I prefer creative episodes like After Party, creative shows like After Party, or It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, where every episode is independent from every other. They may be tied in together, but they're independent. I don't like that thing of dragging your audience along so that you leave the first movie with a cliffhanger so that we move to the second one. I did not like that into the Spider-Verse. I did not like that with Fast X. Mission Impossible did a great job because it feels independent it feels like a standalone movie. And if 2 comes through, and if 2 works or doesn't work, it's okay. It worked perfectly as its own movie. So I don't know what they're going to do different with this particular movie, but if it's a part 1, I would hope that we wouldn't have a cliffhanger, like a huge cliffhanger. I would hope that it would be its own, its own standalone movie. So that's basically it. That's Rebel Moon. I love the trailer. I love the look. I love the Star Wars feel of it. And basically that's it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and remember to always watch what you enjoy and enjoy what you watch. And I shall see you on the next one.